Well, summer's over, at least unofficially. Labor Day's here. Our kids are back in school. Our back in the work routine. Everybody's back in the office, and I don't know about you, but it really smacked me in the face. We were able to fortunately enjoy the last little bit of summer on some beaches here on the East Coast. We also spent a little bit of time in the mountains, and it was easy for us. Work was slower. We were able to just kind of get some projects done without a lot of interruptions. We were able to start a nice workout routine because we didn't have to worry about school schedules. But now here we are having to get up at 5:30 to make sure we get some time to work out. Got to be out the door at 7 to get the twins off to school. Everyone's back in the office, and it's been a rough few days. And as I was thinking about it, especially on my jog this morning, I thought, this is a very good metaphor of what's happening with the stock market. And if you think about it, over the last 18 months or so, we've seen a pretty easy market. We've seen some spectacular gains for stocks. But people forget it was really easy. I was talking to our daughter who blessed us with a grandchild in December of 2020, and she said, it seemed like we were able to pay the hospital bills way easier, and we're actually come out way ahead than we were when our granddaughter was born. And I reminded her, I said, well, look at how much money you guys were sent via the different stimulus. Several stimulus checks are getting the additional child tax credits. And all of that added up without them really realizing it. And I think that's going to be the case with a lot of things. We're already starting to see the economy is slowing down. It's like everybody's back from vacation now in the economy, and now we have the real work to do. We have to have a lot more discipline. If you're thinking that from an economic perspective, all the easy money's there. The chances of more stimulus are pretty small. The chances of really Congress doing the right thing and coming together and bailing things out if the market goes down again are pretty slim. The Federal Reserve is talking about pulling back a lot of that stimulus, and in my opinion, they should be. You stimulate when the times are tough, but when you're in an expansion, you got to pull it back. And that's really the message today is I want everybody to keep in mind we had an easy time, to use that metaphor. Summer was easy. You didn't have a tight schedule. You didn't have to rush kids off to school. You just got to kind of do things that you enjoyed. Well, now that we're heading into the fall for the economy, we're going to be looking back, and everybody doesn't have free money flowing in anymore. And we got to see where it stands. And that would be okay normally, except when you consider that if you look at most valuation metrics, stocks have never been this overvalued, minus maybe the couple months before the tech bubble burst. And that becomes critical because when you're an investor, when you start investing matters. If you've been holding on to these investments, and I've seen a lot of portfolios that I review from other advisors where they're excessively invested in stocks, even though they're retired or planning on retiring in the next few years. So now is the time to reassess your portfolio. Maybe you shouldn't be invested in. And similar to what we all seem to do as we head into the last quarter of the year personally is how do we set ourselves up so that we finish the year strong and also we start the next year on solid footing. And that's what I would like you to do with your portfolios. We have at semwealth.com, we have a risk questionnaire. Easiest way to get a financial checkup is take those 10 questions and then we will review your account if you're an SEM client. There's also a place on there to upload your current statement and we'll give you assessment. We can just give you an x-ray of your portfolio that shows here's the risks you might have, here's some opportunities you might be able to take advantage of. So I hope you're enjoying fall. It's actually my favorite time of year. I'll get back into the routine. Humidity's finally dropping here in Virginia. We're going to start seeing cooler mornings and we'll get back into the routine. For our SEM clients, we appreciate all the trust you've placed in us. Know that this is the most difficult time for investors. This is when we really truly value our disciplined quantitative approach, because when times are tough, it's nice to have those models to rely on. So thank you again. Stay tuned for future updates because it could be a very interesting fall.